Tom Downey here for NFL Daily by Chat Sports, breaking down the 2024 AFC playoff picture for the divisional round. We'll look at where things sit, the matchups, dates, and times all now set, thanks to the delayed Steelers-Bills game now over. It was chalk from a seeding perspective, not necessarily from a spreads maker's perspective. Ravens, of course, on the bye is the number 1 seed. The Bills take down the Steelers on the delayed game into Monday. Chiefs take down the Dolphins. Texans take down the Browns. It will now be Ravens-Texans, Saturday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. Bills-Chiefs, Sunday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern on CBS. NFC did not have chalk. The Lions survived a great game against Rams, by far our best playoff game with 1 to go. That's the Bucs-Eagles game we'll talk about on a future video. And the Cowboys getting shellacked by the Green Bay Packers in fairly embarrassing fashion. We will have playoff watch parties for all of these games. I'm about to go live, by the way, for the Eagles-Bucs game. In fact, I'll probably be live by the time you get to this part in the video. We will also have the NFC playoff picture late tonight. Simply put, make sure you are subscribed. Don't miss anything here. Playoff and off-season related at Chat Sports. Let's look at the number 1 Baltimore Ravens against the number 4 Houston Texans. A lot of these spreads not fully out. I think the Ravens are going to be fairly heavily favored. They're not heavily, but by 5+ points. We'll see if I look dumb or smart there. They had clinched the number 1 seed for just the second time in franchise history. They sat their starters back in a Week 18 loss to Pittsburgh, allowed Pittsburgh to get in. They're going to lose to Buffalo, did lose to Buffalo, excuse me. Storyline, fair or not, that I think you'll see some of. Lamar Jackson is 1-3 in his time in the NFL playoffs. I would argue again, getting the bye means you should get a win added to your resume. If we're going to do the whole stupid quarterback wins thing, especially for playoffs, we should count the wins that you don't even have to play because you would have been a 14-point favorite. They're the number 1 seed, and they get the streaking Texans. Incredible performance out of C.J. Stroud. The Browns offense kind of really fell apart in that football game. The bad turnovers there. The defense couldn't get stops either. Houston clearly outclassed Cleveland, but that was a decimated by injuries Browns teams that was even impressive they made it as far as they did. Now they get the number 1 seed Baltimore Ravens, who are still your favorite to win the AFC. Who do you think wins the AFC this year? It'll be the pinned comment on today's video. So if the ad comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and go vote. Is it Ravens? Is it Bills? Is it Chiefs? Is it Texans? 4 options. Go pick one, especially if the ad comes here on YouTube. Some more conversation on this game. Some Texans players I want to keep my eye out for. C.J. Stroud, right? How can it not be? Stroud has been incredible when healthy this year. He has taken the league by storm. Every time I watch C.J. Stroud, the less confident I feel in Ryan Day being a competent football coach, because this was not what we saw at Ohio State. We kind of saw it against Georgia, but it wasn't the same. It was not consistently there. Now it has been, and it's been there in spades. Credit to D'Amico Ryans. Credit to Bobby Slowick, who might be head coach soon. Also credit to C.J. Stroud. The other first-round pick Houston had in that class was Will Anderson, the pass rusher. Given the way the Ravens have done a good job of protecting Lamar, and they've done a lot of fun stuff with the Lamar holds it for 8 seconds plays, Will Anderson has to get going and has to be impactful against that Ravens quarterback and that passing game. Excited to see him play. Been a bit nicked up as of late, but that's okay. Nico Collins, maybe it was just the quarterback play in Houston. He looks like a legit number 1 wide receiver now. Apparently all he needed was a good quarterback, really a great quarterback in Stroud. The Ravens defense has been awesome this year. They've done a lot of creative stuff. I think Mike McDonald's a fantastic defensive mind. Going to be in for a fun one with C.J. Stroud and Nico Collins. The Ravens players to watch, meanwhile. Number 1 is Lamar Jackson. He's probably going to win NFL MVP, and that's great. And now you got to make some playoff success. He has been a better passer. I always thought it was Greg Roman. I feel vindicated in that take. I've liked a lot of what I've seen from Lamar this year. There's a lot of mobility, a lot of playmaking, and a lot more in-pocket stuff too. Not the most consistent deep ball thrower yet, but he's made a bunch of plays. Number 2 is one of my guys. It's Kyle Hamilton, the safety. He makes so many plays. Both he and linebacker Roquan Smith. I'll group these 2 guys as part of the defense there. Hamilton can do all these different things at safety, at nickel at times, at strong and free in the box. Roquan has been everything and more of what the Ravens wanted when they traded for him. This defensive core, led by Hamilton and Smith, with players outplaying their paychecks and their expected level of production is a testament to the coaching staff and, of course, the players as well. This Ravens defense is loaded. They're going to make life hell if they can on C.J. Stroud. Who you got in this matchup? T for the Texans and R for the Baltimore Ravens. Go ahead and sound off for me in the comment section right now. Today's show is made possible by Game Time. If you're trying to go to one of these playoff games, or maybe where you live, your team's out of the postseason, and that's certainly okay. Maybe it's music, maybe it's comedy, maybe it's theater, maybe whatever it is. Game Time is the place for last-minute tickets. You see the view from your seat before you buy, so you know what to expect once you arrive. You got all-in price, show your total up front, so you know what you're getting a great deal without those hidden fees. And you can buy tickets in seconds with just 2 taps, just like that. Download the Game Time app and use promo code NFLChat. That's NFLCHAT for $20 off your first purchase. Now, terms apply. But download the app at GameTime.co and use promo code NFLChat for $20 off your first purchase. That is going to be in the comments section and the description of today's show. The other playoff game features the first road game for Patrick Mahomes in his career as the Chiefs are going on the road to take on the Buffalo Bills in what should be a fantastic matchup against two teams that are not where they thought they were going to be just even a couple of weeks ago or beginning of the year. Well, maybe Buffalo did, but the season got out of control so quickly in the middle part. It was a very strange, chaotic season for Buffalo. They've gotten hot at the right time. The Chiefs' offense has not been very good so far this year. That's been an unusual, crazy storyline as well. The Bills took care of business against the Steelers, winning that game 31-17. They were in control for the vast majority of it. They're up 21-0. Steelers clawed back, and then the Bills kind of iced things, pun intended, down the stretch there. They look a lot better than the team we saw earlier this year, and that is a very promising thing for them as we sit at this stage. The Chiefs, meanwhile, took care of business against the Miami Dolphins, 26-7, as their ground game did a decent job. Mahomes played efficiently. The defense, though, for Kansas City, the Steve Spagnuolo-led defense has been incredibly impressive so far this season. That is their best attribute. It's not the offense. The defense is championship caliber. If the offense cannot drop a bunch of passes and be dumbed downfield, watch out for this Chiefs team. So who you got in this one? B for the Bills, C for the Chiefs. Go ahead and get your predictions and votes in for me in the comment section right now. All right, Bills players to watch here. Number one, of course, on the list is who else other than Josh Allen. He has been one of the most incredibly and fun to watch, dynamic players in the game this season. He's been impactful, both as a runner and as a passer. The interceptions didn't happen against Pittsburgh. There's normally one a game that can be painful, but you make enough plays through the air, it's fine. You're more than doing enough to win football games. Buffalo's also had more success as of late running the football, both with Allen and with running back James Cook. I think you do want something resembling a balanced offense for the Bills. They're going to try to take away Stephon Diggs. You need somebody else to step up. Could be Khalil Shakir, could be Dalton Kincaid, or can be your running back as both a runner and a passer. Number 3 is Ed Oliver. There were a couple different defensive players I had on this list, and they all got hurt in the past couple games, including today's game. Ed Oliver, as a defensive tackle, took a step forward this year, has earned the big contract he got. The Bills need him to harass Mahomes and help stop the run. Chiefs' offense is not the Chiefs' offense we're accustomed to. The Bills' defense has gotten going as of late. They need a good performance if they're going to win this game. Over to KC side. Number 1, of course, is good old Patrick Mahomes. I mean, how can it not be Mahomes? This is a quarterback who, even in a down year, is still a top 10 quarterback. I don't think he should have been a Pro Bowler. Should have been Josh Allen. But however you're ranking him, there's not many quarterbacks you trust more in the playoffs than Mahomes. He has been oh so good. He's still had some moments of frustration. Been a little bit more whining this year, I think, from Mahomes. Although you saw it from Allen, too. Pops up every time he gets hit. That's how quarterbacks are. They draw flags. Mahomes is dangerous. It's also a new environment for him. It's his first ever road game. How does he respond? Number 2, L'Jarius Sneed. As Tyreek Hill said, jammed him into Cancun, or off to Cancun. Sneed's been an impactful player. He's playing for a contract, by the way. I think he against Stephon Diggs is going to be a fun matchup to watch. And then number 3 is Chris Jones, the defensive tackle. Jones is dynamic. He's disruptive. I think you can pick a little bit on the Bills' interior offensive line. And a great way to limit a quarterback passing game, much like for the Bills, is to get interior pressure. So I'm absolutely keeping an eye on Chris Jones. I think one of the best defensive tackles in football. Bills-Chiefs. I can't wait for this game. It is going to be an absolute thriller. Hopefully, one that goes all the way down to the wire.